and promotion of their competencies, the digital competencies. This is in line with COVID, the previous presentations, the effects of COVID, the effects of artificial intelligence. All these problems are very close to me. And in this presentation, I will try to focus not only on the research and the significance of being resilient, but what can educators do both for themselves and for students, irrespectively, students at school, secondary school or high schools. Uh, I have chosen, this is like a metaphor, the background of all slides of the presentation, sand, because sand is both resilient, it stays notwithstanding the wind, it changes its form, but it remains there. So it is both flexible and stable, some qualities which are very, very important for the global uncertainty and global crisis in which we are living. We had pandemic times, we have now financial crisis, wartime, and so on. These global environmental effects change not only our attitudes and our disposition, but they change the way we are feeling, our well-being. And we all know well-being is at the core of mental health, especially for educators. We have almost a lot of decades speaking about burnout and victimization of teachers and so on. And this is why I have chosen this topic for the previous 20 maybe years already now. I have been dealing with stress management and coping strategies. So here, learned helplessness and self-handicapping, they're like ineffective coping strategies, and mindfulness, not only like practice, but from psychological point of view, is considered one of the effective coping strategies. I will try to be brief with some words about the theoretical review, research, design, results, and discussion. And first, I will start with learned helplessness. It is like every action, like every emotion, our response, it is like a defense when we encounter especially some events which we perceive stressful and most of all uncontrollable and inevitable. We try to avoid them. So learned helplessness is one of the first concepts coined in the middle of last century. We prefer it is a short-term benefit because it defends ourselves. We consider we are not going to cope, we are not going to perform our next task and next situation, or we preserve and defend our both self-assessment and the way we are feeling when we feel insecure. However, if we look at long term, this is related to some deficits when this attitude is formed or when we have such strong behaviors. It is related to motivational, cognitive, and emotional deficits. We prevent ourselves and do not undertake any action because in this way we try to avoid failure. And in this line, the role of educators, I will go to self-handicapping because it is different, but again, the same ineffective coping form, self-handicapping, or the process of actively defending our self-esteem. It is one step ahead, even before circumstances and before we enter some new events or some challenges. We have our ready, in case of failure, we have our ready answer. So it is again one of the defensive mechanisms which can have short-term benefit just for this moment. Maybe I'm not prepared for my job interview. So when I go to this interview, I'm thinking, oh, this is not the right job for me. They're looking for different skills, or they have already chosen someone else. So this is my defense even before I enter the room. And we know about this when we are not believing in ourselves, or when we expect something will go bad, it will for sure go bad. And namely in this line, when we have such predisposition, where when we are inclined to defend ourselves instead of really staying and facing challenges, this has negative effect because we underperform. And there are a lot of studies both for self-handicapping and for learned helplessness about the negative effects both on academic and overall performance, and even about our well-being and mental health. On the other part, there are also a large body of research outlining the role of teachers, educators in general, because teachers not only at one of the tertiary systems, in the role teachers can have in preventing such negative attitudes and behaviors. So here is the good point. I will start with flourishing, or the optimal level of perceived well-being. I'm working in positive psychology. My focus is positive psychology, and Martin Seligman is one of the things he is very prominent for me is for his shift from learned helplessness in the middle of 20th century to learned helplessness in the beginning of this century. So here I have included his model of flourishing, PERMA model, which includes positive emotions, engagement, relations, meaning in life, and achievements. And what is the difference between the new trend in positive psychology and what differs the preventive work and role of not only psychologists but educators and all people who are working with children, students, the position which was previously, we can flourish or we can be integrated only when we become about 40 or at least 36 years old. However, we know age is not a must, and we can be much more older without being integrated. So what is important in the perspective of positive psychology is the idea that we can learn how to flourish. We can learn what to do in view to be more resilient and to fulfill all our basic needs, which are included here in this PERMA model. And because there is not one prescription, there are a lot of many pathways we can use in view to attain, and afterwards to attain our flourishing and well-being in general. One of these pathways is namely mindful mindset or mindfulness, which is in a psychological, once again, perspective, active awareness of everything which is possible, which is not possible, in view to keep our balance. situations are changing all the time. We have intrinsic, extrinsic motivations. So we are going all the time to adapt to external and internal circumstances. So the idea, I will only state the idea, flourishing, of course, is supposed to be promoted by effective coping strategies and, of course, to be negatively affected by ineffective coping strategies. And what is the focus of this study is not only the direct effect of mindfulness, but also how mindfulness can mediate the effect of learned helplessness and self-handicapping. The convenient sample is only including teachers, both pre-service and teen service. In Bulgaria, it is a rather feminine profession, so we have more women than men, much more women. However, the age balance is okay, and included are four scales. Um, Even from descriptive statistics for this group of respondents prefer this active strategy or mindfulness and flourishing have much higher values compared to learned helplessness and self-handicapping. And ineffective strategies of defensive coping strategies are positively related and negatively related to mindfulness and flourishing. I will focus more on the result from regression analysis and mediation effect of mindfulness, because it is mindfulness is full has full mediation effect uh, on the effect of learned helplessness on flourishing, and also it is partial mediator of self-handicapping. This, namely, it is on the on one hand a replication of a lot of other research results, and it is also one from practical point of view, it is one more confirmation for the importance to learn and to promote mindful mindset, because it not only promotes on its term flourishing and well-being, but can prevent any ineffective behavior. So the expectation was completely confirmed. Uh, Here is just one more figure outlining the general result. When we try to avoid challenges, when we try to defend ourselves, we risk to go to permanent behavioral, to go into a behavioral model which will impede and will be not effective for our personal development. On the other hand, when we have balanced attitude, when we can be more actively involved in the moment, but not just replicate what we had done before, this will have positive effect. If, for instance, I have yesterday when I was out, I felt very hot or I felt very cold, I can decide today to stay at home. However, in this way, staying at home, I will lose all chances to meet someone and have pleasant time. So it is better to check the weather and to change clothes instead of defending yourself. And I will go back on the important point, because once again with the reference to the previous presentations, the time we are living in, all uncertainty causes a lot of negative effects. And this was very, very prominent during and evidence-based in a lot of research examining the effects of COVID and pandemic time effects. And it turned out that just for a period of 2 years, there were a lot of negative long-term effects, even affecting our personality traits, which we consider like stable personal predispositions. So for the period we are living in, it is important to promote resilience. So here I have included, we are never prepared and we can never know what will be the path before us, what will be the next day. We have different paths, some are slippery, other are warm, or some are straight, other are curved. So we have to have the general picture, not to miss something, and be prepared and feel confident what we can do, irrespectively what change we will face. And keeping the balance, because each day, all the time, we are trying to find balance between must, shall, and what we really know and what we really want. And usually we have no time because of the time pressure. So looking for this balance, it is okay. And one of the very important points is the different conclusions, not only in consulting setting or therapeutical setting, but the lot of research and case studies and different programs and trainings which reveal that we can achieve positive effect even in only in education, without going deep and trying to be consultants or something like this. However, learning how to flourish, how to keep our balance is maybe one of the most important competencies, not only what we're speaking about. We heard about PISA, we know about digital competencies and so on. However, being resilient and being mindful is one of the new competencies we need. And plasticity and stability, there are two meta traits in cybernetic theory personality. However, plasticity and stability are also like two roads we have during each day. We need to be open to new experience, because if we are neglecting or lacking information, it is not okay for our development. However, in view to keep this plasticity, we need stability. We need to feel and to find stability, most of all in ourselves. This is why I think it is really important, and maybe one of the most positive things we can use in our work is the results from implementation of training programs in different, both in high school and in universities, which reveal that only 12 weeks are completely enough to make a small change. Because when we make a small change, if we promote, for instance, mindfulness, this will promote all these components and well-being in general. So why 12 weeks? Or we as educators know how attitude is formed, that we need some time, but the good news that only 3 months are completely enough for the basic of the attitude is something very positive for me, and I hope more people. We have also implemented mindfulness in trainings with our students and with teachers, and have positive results. And I will be happy if you have some experience or some comments to share. Thank you for your attention.